So this is a 26 mil, ladies.
This is a 951. This is a ladies 26 millimeter date just,
Okay.
and it has a 2135 movement. So this came after your wife's 2030.
Oh, so now from memory, that probably means it's slightly easier to service and work with.
It did. It did. For some reason, the 2030 kicks my butt.
Yeah.
But this one here was easier to service.
I mean, what you're talking about is the smallest, basically the smallest movement they make, right?
In an automatic?
Yeah.
No, Omega makes the Omega.
No, but I mean for Rolex.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm cleaning up the date wheel because I think it will work, and it picked up some of the water damage.
So the interior of this watch was had some water damage. You said.
Oh, I've replaced. I will tell you as we go what I replaced. I'll point it out on the movement.
So was there some parts you could salvage and get the rust off, or?
Yeah. But I also had two spare 2135s. But if you take a look here,
So did you use the other ones for parts?
Yeah, I got it as much as I could. So everything is new parts or like new. So,
yeah, I mean it looks fabulous.
Well, it was ugly before. The whole situation was ugly.
Those numerals, markers on that white, they seem pretty resistant to rubbing and cleaning. So how do they put those on?
Oh, they're template painted.
Are they?
Yeah, they're painted on a print pad.
They're good though, aren't they? Like when you think about doing work on a dial, the danger of like damaging or rubbing some of it away.
Yeah, but these are rusted parts that came off the watch. If you look here, this was shot.
Yeah, let's go and have a look at them closer.
And I put it through the cleaner anyway. Crown is shot.
So these are the parts we won't be using.
Yeah. The crown core is shot. I'm going to give the lady a new crown. We'll pull that out later. Our wheel was shot.
So just unsalvageable.
Yeah.
So what? The crown was just left off partially, and a lot of moisture got in.
I had to break the crown to get it off.
Holy moly! Okay.
Yeah. So we'll set that aside. There. So there's one part here we're going to clean up here, and that's why we got that stick. Is first, I want to keep this part level.
Okay. You're cleaning it up.
It has two sets pins. So we're still being gentle here, but we're just going to get any dirt off that we see here. And
so I'm just trying to find a good angle so we can see it. All right, there we go.
Some dirt on there, and then we're just going to gently scrape it off with my tweezer.
So this has been through the sonic cleaner.
Yeah, and it didn't come clean.
And it didn't quite take everything off.
Yeah, but since this is the top surface of the part, we're going to go ahead and give them a swipe on the stick.
Okay.
Let's see how.
And this is your little magic stick that puts that lovely sheen and the satiny finish back on it.
I've seen a few of them on YouTube. Yeah. And it's going to take the rust off, though.
What is it called? Just a watchmaker's polishing stick?
Yeah. See.
Now
here, you see, you got some pitting there. This is an expensive part.
Yeah.
I've already gone down to the pitting.
And you don't want to take too much off because you're making it thinner and weaker?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be too weak. I mean, the only way to find out is, it's too weak.
Well, you find out when it becomes
too weak. Then we'll just get a new one.
What kind of grit? What are we looking? If someone's looking to buy one of these polishing,
I think this is like 1,000 grit stick.
Okay.
And I actually don't know how to read the numbers, but we'll go to the catalog later. And
I've learned generally if numbers are bigger with sandpaperiness, that usually means it's finer.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think we'll be fine because we're actually not playing with the spring. By the way, this is the corrector spring for the day. So just so we give it a little shot there and get some of that off. And I think we'll be fine. Yeah. And then we'll just kind of clean it up with a Rodico. We didn't go crazy or nothing. And this is the underside, so has 2 set pins to help us. Yeah, as long as we didn't bend the corrector, we'll be okay. Set that aside. And it's gonna tell us where he goes. It goes right around here. It's got a hole for the jewel, I believe, which means it goes right about there. I'm pretty confident that it goes right there.
And as with a lot of Rolex movements, is it just kind of tells you where it wants to go. It's sort of,
it is really neat.
You kind of tease it and it just falls down where it should be.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have it in a movement holder, but we're not putting a lot of pressure here. I'll get it in the movement holder in a minute and get the other screw out of my parts container here. I think I saw it. Here he is. Come on, buddy.
You getting one of the screws?
Yes, we got it right there. So the nice thing is this watch was completely waterlogged. So we had this whole section here was rusted out. So I've replaced everything in the setting, and motion works. I hope you have a good view. I'll just try to stay out of the way.
I'm sort of straight above. Can't quite see everything, but we're seeing what's coming on time bit by bit. It's not like we're really missing much if you're just screwing the screw up tight.
Yeah. So what I was waiting for was the stems. If you go to pause real quick, I'll grab a stem.
Yeah. So it's not something I've seen before, but stupid question. The stem for a crown, do they literally just sort of push in and the friction holds the stem in? Or
No, they snap in.
They snap in?
Yeah. But right now, I did order new stems. So we're going to go ahead and fit a new stem.
And you've got what looks like a brand new Rolex crown for it as well.
Yeah, it's probably new old stock.
Yeah.
I have bought a watchmaker's estate, and I'm just going to put a crown on here. This might not be the crown we use. I'm not sure
but
if you're with
for
me.
now, it's going to be enough for you to just work on.
Yeah, it might be the right crown, but I have the feeling it's too big. But for right now, I just want to get this, verify my settings. Now it's time to put it in a movement holder so we can apply a little more force to it. Yeah. But I mean, this is a working situation, you know, it's not staged. I've been working on this watch and I finally got my crystals. There we go, that snapped in. So it didn't snap in the way you think. Normally it did take some...
Fettling.
No, I didn't have to fiddle. What I'm saying is I had to depress the set lever for the stem to snap in.
And then that was
so now we're winding the watch. So I haven't been able to wind the watch since I serviced it.
And you can see the...
reassembled it. New mainspring, feels nice and tight.
And the hairspring and the wheel is jumping around.
Yeah. And this, these two wheels will engage the date wheel, and then pulling it into position 3, and there we go. So now we're gonna test our day wheel, and it did
move around.
Yeah. Yeah. And we need to lubricate here, and it didn't jump into position as fast as I liked, so I'll go ahead and I might have forgotten to lubricate that spot right there. So now we'll work that lube through. Sounds good. I did lubricate right here where the jumper position there. And I like the way the day wheel is working. And this is your advanced spring, which is interestingly different for the 2135.
That's the spring that makes it jump forward.
Yeah, it's
like right just before midnight.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Oh, am I remembering rightly that it's normally called like a wigwam on top, or am I misremembering?
Yeah, you're misremembering. There isn't a wigwam wheel here on this watch. Yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and put the date wheel on, and I'm gonna double check it, see if it's clean enough, it'll work. Yeah. See, we don't want to clean too forcefully on this wheel because we don't want to break the rivet. See, this brass wheel here is riveted onto the disc, and it's got a jewel press.
Yeah.
So you definitely don't want to screw this up.
Because you can't screw or unscrew it. It's like one integral unit.
Yeah.
And that's like a giant jewel in the middle to keep it frictionless?
Yeah. It's a little friction, anti-friction gimmick Rolex has going for it. Yeah.
Is it a gimmick?
Well, not all watches have a jewel there.
No, that's why I say I've not think it's the biggest jewel I think I've ever seen on a watch.
Yeah. We get our jumper. There we go. Get our jumper in place. Okay. And we'll take our dial here and make sure it's clean. I can still see some hair and debris from before. The dial had some water damage, so if you notice, I'm not treating it like in other words, I can't hurt it anymore because it has some water patina.
Gotcha. But it's a gloss dial, right?
It's not gloss anymore. It's kind of flat.
Right.
Yeah.
But was it gloss?
Yeah.
Yeah. I find gloss dials are a little bit more resilient to dirt and rough management and water damage and stuff than the kind of matte finish dials seem to.
So it snaps on nice. Dial's on. So now let's test our date.
So we're going to watch it. So we turn.
And what I'm looking right now for is the gap of the dial to the disc. And make sure there's no... Oh, nice.
So
let's go forward.
Nothing, and then flick.
Yeah, but we went backward. So let's go forward. There, 31st.
Lovely.
And let's just swing around to the first.
There it goes.
So now I have a good feeling about this baby. Let's run through 7, 8, 9, 10. Feels good.
Mm.
Do it one more time.
So you're checking both the quick set setting and also the if you were moving the hours and minutes
normal
around.
advance. Yeah. There we go.
And from memory, you try and set it up so it has just changed to the next date.
Oh, we're going to try to get this thing smack at midnight.
So that when you put the hands on at midnight, everything is beautifully aligned.
So now let's go around slow. And let's just get it to midnight.
Yeah.
And we'll put the hour hand on. We'll do that together.
Really slow until it literally just happened.
Just at the moment.
There it goes.
I went a little too fast.
And you can fine tune that later, but that's a really good starting point for putting.
Yeah, we'll do it right now. I'm going to leave it a little forward, see how my luck is.
How was the loom on the hands and stuff on this with the water damage?
There is no loom. These might be aftermarket hands.
Oh, really? Yeah, I would have thought they'd have a thin bit of loom.
Yeah.
How? It's a newer one, so it'll be 2000 onwards or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but
yeah, maybe they don't come with loom.
Let me just set this hand here gently. Now look, I'm not going to go crazy on the hand. I'm just going to put it on.
Let me see if I can get this from the side.
a little barely on, so I can turn the date.
Wow. Gotcha. So it's on, but it's not like
it's not
super secure.
Down. No.
So again, we're going to spin this around now so we can see midnight coming, so we know when we can slow down. Really. Boom. And so yeah, it looks like it needs moving forward a little bit, but not very much.
Yeah. It's barely on there. See, I don't want it. I don't want to move it and destroy a tooth on the hour wheel.
What do you think?
A little nudge, a little smidgen. There we go, my friend. That's good. Yeah, so now we'll seat the hour hand. And then it should be.
So the hour you're just setting across the 3 o'clock, and you're now going to put the minute hand on.
Yeah, I'm going to take and see if I can remove some of the smudge off that hand, which it is coming off here. This is all water damage from because the watch took on water. Not bad. Must look better. You know, I'm looking at it on the loop. But I suspect that these are aftermarket hands. Oh, look, we have a bent hand.
On the minute hand.
We'll fix it. We'll just get it right. So I'll put the hand on my block. See if I can compare it.
So the hand, let me just reposition myself a bit here. So how are you gonna, because we did a little video earlier about you straightening a pivot on a wheel. So rather than bending it with tweezers, you kind of put it on the block and let the block
I did. I
flatten
pressed it down, but right now I'm just squeezing it flat. I'm just handling this hand as best I can. Trying to remove that kink that's...
So you can't kind of put it against a block and just push down?
No,
Too much risk of damaging the gilt on it.
I did it. So I was bending it up at the base.
Yeah.
And then flattening it out where the kink demonstrated itself.
Gotcha. And are you doing that from the underside in case it leaves any marks?
Well, yeah, but we're.
Oh, that's good.
Come on. It's got a kink in it. No, the customer's, reasonable, so we're just using the same hands. If they want new hands, we'll put new hands. If the watch goes to Rolex, you're gonna get new hands.
Whether you like it or not, yeah.
It costs you money. I mean, there's $1,000 in work here, so if they want to go 1,100, I don't have a problem putting the new hands on. But for right now, let's just get the hands on.
Yeah, a Rolex from memory have a tendency to literally replace everything, even on a vintage watch.
Yeah.
Which is great because they make your watch perfect, but if you are one of these sticklers for I liked the original loom on the original hands, it means the watch comes back with your original loom.
So here we go back to my staking set.
Okay, so you're now pushing down the minutes, the minute hand just to push the minute on. Now, are you basically putting the minute hand and hour hand on now firmly, properly?
Yeah, but I didn't press it down hard.
Okay.
Right now I'm just positioning it at 12.
So as we're coming up to 20 minutes, what I'll do is I'll stop it at this point on the video for here, and then we'll pick up with the second part as we carry on from there.
Okay, minute hand going on though.
All right, minute hands on, and we'll start the video again in a bit.